Hey guys, so I wanted to do a video on Israel Adesanya, and the title of this video is When It Comes to Israel Adesanya, Believe the Hype. I'm going to say it again. When it comes to Israel Adesanya, believe the hype. Now, Mr. Stylebender is the perfect example of handcrafted precision. Let's talk about his most recent fight, the fight that everybody's talking about. So many people felt this would be the fight that would finally dethrone the champ. They felt that Paulo had the advantage in the fight because of his strength and the rawness of the power behind his punches. Me personally, I knew Stylebender was going to win, but I cannot negate the fact that Paulo is like a little Hercules due to swole in terms of muscle. If you count the amount of punches he did in this most recent fight, you'll come up with a mere 12. 12 punches to Adesanya's 55. And we're not even talking about those style-bending leg kicks that Adesanya threw in. In Paulo's fight against Uriah Hall, with about the same amount of time, he landed 75 strikes to Hall's 58. He landed more strikes in his 2017 fight, which he landed a first-round TKO at 1 minute and 17 seconds. In that fight, Paulo landed 22 strikes. In his 2019 fight against Yoel Romero, Paulo landed 118 strikes to Yoel's 125. So for someone who could have potentially won this fight with one explosive hook, one dominating cross, or even a combination of jabs, crosses, hooks, uppercuts, overhands, spin it around and pick one. None of those things happened. Why is that? It's because Mr. Stylebender is the perfect example of handcrafted precision. Not only is he precise, but his method of calculating his opponent's next moves is on a whole nother level. It's like, dude time travels as he's fighting. He sees the moves that you're going to execute before you even think about executing them. It's crazy. The fact that Paulo Costa was paralyzed from throwing his spectacular punches is evidence that Israel lives up to his hype. Now, it's not even like those 12 punches were like, take the wind out you, destabilize you. They weren't even, I'm not going to say they weren't impressive, but they weren't worthy to talk about. I actually think Israel left the fight in better shape than he went into the fight, just because he was able to loosen up. Like, yeah, his leg might, hurt from all them leg kicks, but it was like he got conditioned in the fight. Like, it was so lopsided, one-sided, no-sided. Crazy. Now, Israel just competed his 100th fight, which out of those 100 fights, his loss count isn't even in the double digits. So that means his loss ratio isn't even 10%. Oh, and to add some seasoning to your chicken, at his current age of 31, he's only been professionally fighting for less than 10 years. That's an average of 10 fights a year. And he's only getting better. This fight proves it. Like, out of all the people that he's fought, I think this was the one fight that everyone was just like, oh my gosh, he's going to get knocked out. It's going to be the most spectacular knockout we've ever seen. Oh my gosh, this is going to shut him up. Oh my gosh, this is like, people really felt Paulo was that guy. But I'm here to tell you, Paulo was not that guy. Why? Because Israel is that guy. Like, I would love to see I don't know who's going to watch this video, but Mortal Kombat, you know how you can have the same person fight against themselves? I would love to see two Israel Adesanya's fight. Like, it would be like mind-blowing crazy. Um, so I really don't feel anyone has a chance against him right now, just because outside of his effectiveness, outside of his leg kicks, they slice and dice. Um, the fact that he can read you 3 steps ahead of where you are is like it, it's a little tool in his toolbox that's going to keep him hammering with that title for a long time. Um, in the next 5 years, I see him not only crushing records, I see him uh, setting records, I see him taking it to a whole nother level. So, for all the naysayers, doubters, people wondering, or who just may not know, when it comes to Israel Adesanya, Mr. Stylebender, please believe the hype. Believe all the hype. And if you don't know, like Dana says, now you know. You've been told. This dude is, he's like, he's like a new generation super soldier. Like if you have not seen the fight, please go watch the fight. Like the way he bends and moves, like his name is the most fitting name like of all, because he literally bends his style to dominate his opponent. Like dude is, he lives up to his hype. So if you don't know, now you know.